This is Coach Nate with a DestroyTheBaseball.com video newsletter. The topic of today's newsletter is a hack to get more borderline pitches called balls. Today I share a really cool idea, strategy, trick, whatever you want to call it, from a coach that I know, and it deals with how to win the really close pitches, especially the high pitches that might come in from a pitcher. Winning these pitches can change the course of an at-bat. You win an at-bat, you could turn an entire game. That's how important it is, especially against a really effective pitcher who throws very hard. The thing to understand about those pitchers is they often live at the top of the strike zone, and part of their strategy and their game plan and their effectiveness is getting you to hack at those really high pitches, which are very hard to hit for most hitters. Before we get into that email and discussion on my coach colleague's trick, I have a quote. Quote reads, "When you are trying to give your team the best quality at-bat you can, it is important to know how to create results against the toughest pitchers you'll face. Your team's success over the long haul of a season will be determined by how well you handle the best pitchers. Beating the best means creating favorable counts and also finding ways to get on base. Both change your team's fortunes. Great at-bats are those where you might draw a walk or take the pitcher to 6 pitches or more. One great at-bat is the only way your team can get to 2 great at-bats, and then 3, and so on. That's how you beat the best. The borderline pitches, which could be strikes or balls, are the ones you want to win more of. To win them, you have to offset the advantages pitchers have. One of the biggest is the catcher's ability to frame a close pitch to make it look like a strike. So the hitter must have a tool to make strikes look more like balls. The answer is simply to control the level of your strike zone when the ball is entering the hitting zone." We'll get right into it. The email. "Hey coach, I heard you had an interesting visitor to your all-star practice the other night. What's this hack he taught the guys about getting more pitches that are high on the high side of the strike zone called for balls?" Well, what I love about this trick is that the high strike zone is the domain of the power pitcher. It's the area where the power pitcher, if he gets that call more often, he's going to be extremely tough to handle because hitters have a hard time getting their hands around, getting on top of that ball in a timely fashion. So the key is win more of those pitches. If you win more of those pitches as a hitter, get them called balls. That will force the hard throwing, the flame throwing pitcher to dial in and throw the ball lower, or maybe to aim the ball because they're not throwing as freely and as worry free as maybe they normally would. When they're going good, everything's going good, and it's worry free time, they can just continue to fire that ball high, and they're going to continue to get that call. So what's the trick? What's the strategy? Well, as we always know, in our hitting, we're always trying to go from back to front in a transition from the energy in our back leg to a strong post leg. You're moving back to forward. So there is a movement, there's a conscious energy flow that's, it's visible because the hips rotate to that strong front leg. Well, on those borderline pitches, the hitter simply has to continue forward and get himself into a deeper crouch. So it's a slight collapse on the front leg. If the hitter makes the recognition early in flight that he is not going to swing, and it looks like it's going to be a pitch that's, again, he wants to lay off, it's going to be a little high, he's not going to get a good swing at it, whatever reason, he's simply not going to get a good swing at it, so he lays off, which is good judgment. Then he simply tries to get it called a ball by collapsing and bringing the top ceiling of his strike zone down so that the ball goes above the strike zone top side ceiling in the rule book. So as you go down, the umpire, as the ball crosses the plate, will see that the ball is above the high point of the strike zone. So again, you win these balls and strike calls more often, and you offset the advantage of the catcher who uses his framing techniques to get the borderline calls. You get some of these borderline calls, and you force the flamethrower to dial in, throw more strikes, probably aim a little more, not throw as hard. All these factors work in your team's favor. One at bat with a good at bat and a base on balls can lead to 2, 3, etc. The goal is either to get a base on balls, extend the at bat, set yourself up for a good swing later in the at bat. There's all these advantages trying to take away the high strike from the power pitcher. Love that hack. Really appreciative. The coach who he knows who he is brought that to my attention. Anyway, if you find this video of value, please subscribe to my channel so you'll receive notices of future videos. Also, please share it with anyone on social media whom you believe would benefit from the content in this video. Leave comments, anything that will help us bring hitters fully alive when they hit a baseball, unleash that relentless, rock-solid confidence on the field and also in life. And if you have a video of your hitter in a practice or game, send it to me. I will do a full video analysis report along with an action plan going forward, 100% free. Allow about 48 hours max for that to be returned to you. And a reminder, support this free community by going to destroythebaseball.com and leaving a donation. The donate button is in the upper right hand corner. And I look forward to seeing you soon.